Hello and welcome to the weekly outlook. Just having a look at the calendar and going through next week's risk events. Thursday really is the busiest day. Looking at the pound, we've got MPC official bank rate votes, monetary policy, official bank rate asset purchase facility, and then also on the US dollar side, we've got core retail sales, PPI, Philly Fed manufacturing index, and unemployment claims. Now, according to the data and what's expected to come out on the data, we are looking at a stronger US dollar and a weaker pound. And at the moment, we have dipped below that 133 level again. On the pound, we are expecting further downside. What I'd like to see is a bit of a pullback up and a retest of this area of previous support here, around about 13285, and look to jump in for a sell at that level there. Let me just get rid of all these drawn tools there, and look to sell that back down to the 1.3 level, possibly further and breaking through and targeting the 1.29. So that's on the lead up to Thursday. At the moment, now at the end of the week last week, what we had was we had the US dollar Japanese yen, or sorry, the BOJ, Bank of Japan, put back into the markets way of thinking that they are in fact going to ease monetary policy in the September meeting. And we started to see the US dollar Japanese yen rally against rally. Now the US dollar, if they have good data coming out on Thursday with the PPI and the employment figures, then we should see that continue further. Now we are looking for an entry on this round about 102.20 or even 102, with a stop loss below that swing low there of 101.20. And we're going to be looking at targeting, first of all, the 103 has got a point of resistance. There are some offers in there at that point where you can see it started to return to the downside. We are looking for a breakthrough of that and a retest of just below the 104, which is this previous area. Now, if the BOJ do come across as adding the stimulus to the monetary policy, then we should see that continue to rally, and we could even test some of the much higher boundaries of 105, 106, 107. So it would be worth holding on to that if things are looking quite good fundamentally. We've also got President Draghi speaking next week. Now, obviously, he was fairly hawkish in terms of the ECB press conference last week. Whether we can expect that to continue, I would think we probably can, but it is going to depend on the US dollar strength. We did have a key level around about 11240, which has now been broken. So it does look like the downside's on its way, but the Draghi speech on Wednesday could give us a little push back up and a retest of the 113, which could be a good opportunity to resell this. Moving through to Thursday, we've got Australian dollar employment data. That's not really expected to have a great deal of change. Aussie dollar has started to sell off quite considerably against the US dollar in the end of the week. This is likely to continue down to the 7.5 area, depending on the data that comes out on the unemployment to see to whether we will continue to the downside on that one or not. We've got the Swiss franc Libor rate not expected to change next week, and SNB monetary policy assessment. That's always interesting to listen to because they never really give much away because they're always trying to protect their currency from unexpected fluctuations due to their export industry. So it'd be interesting to see what they've got to say. CPI due out on Friday on the US dollar. Again, this is expected to be slightly better, so we can probably expect to see strength in the US dollar towards the end of the week, which is what we're planning on looking at with that US dollar yen trade and the pound US dollar trade as well. Okay, so they're going to be my main trades for the week: US dollar yen, pound US dollar, possibly the euro if we get a retest of the 113. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope you can make some pips.